Welcome to the season of self-love, your daily dose of inspiration and encouragement. I'm your host, Nyomi, and I am thrilled to be here with you today. This podcast is brought to you by Ask Nyomi and Elevate Me Self-Discovery. Are you ready to elevate your mindset and embrace the power of self-love? Or have you come to the right place? Each day we'll dive into topics that will empower and inspire you on your journey towards self-discovery and personal growth. Whether you're looking to cultivate healthy relationships, boost your confidence, or find balance in your life, this podcast is here to support your every step on the way. We believe that self-love is the foundation of living a fulfilled and joyful life. And together we explore practical tips, insightful interviews, and transformative stories that will leave you feeling inspired and motivated. So join me Monday through Friday as we embark on this daily adventure of self-love. Tune in to the Season of Self-Love podcast to start your day on a positive note and discover the limitless potential within yourself. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Today is Friday, December 22nd, 2023, and I am your host, Nyomi, and I want to welcome you, my beautiful listeners, to the Season of Self-Love podcast. And today we're going to have a very heartfelt episode. Today we're going to dive into the topic that has the power to transform our relationships and our communities. It's empathy. Empathy, cultivating deeper connections and understanding towards others. Today we're going to be drawing from a personal experience in the stories. I'm here to guide you through the journey of cultivating deeper connections and understanding towards others through the power of empathy. We're going to begin our show with exploring the power of empathy and discuss on the different types of empathy that it is. All right, we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to come back. And then we're going to start off with exploring the power of empathy, understanding a different perspective, developing empathy skills. And then we're going to close the show off with a nice guided meditation, all right? It's your girl, the goddess, Nyomi here on the Season of Self-Love. And we'll be right back.
Welcome to the Season of Self-Love podcast with Nyomi Banks, where every day is a chance to embrace self-discovery and personal growth. Join Nyomi on a transformative journey, streaming exclusively on Spotify and Breaker. With daily episodes from Monday through Friday, podcast is your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and self-love. Dive deep into engaging conversations about self-care, mindfulness, and personal development. Nyomi brings you expert insights, practical tips, and uplifting stories from thought leaders in the field. Embark on a journey of self-discovery and unlock the power of self-love. Mark your calendars and tune in to the Season of Self-Love podcast, available every weekday on Spotify and Spreaker. Remember, it's time to prioritize yourself and embrace the beautiful season of self-love. Get inspired and join Nyomi Banks on the Season of Self-Love podcast.
Hey, it's your girl, the goddess, Nyomi, and make sure you tune in every Thursday night to Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast, where we talk about everything from love, sex, relationship, cultural differences, and so much more. We're bridging the gap between them all, and we even talk about spiritual uplifting. You need to stop by me and Dr. Mike, as well as the BTG crew. We have some amazing guests that come through. You never know. Just make sure you tune in Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Go to axnyomi.com and tell them Nyomi sent you. Well, welcome back. It's your girl, the goddess, Nyomi here on the Season of Self-Love podcast. And today we're talking about empathy and how cultivating deeper connections and understanding towards others. Before we truly dive into this topic for today, let's just do some quick little breathing exercises that's just to help us to relax a little bit, all right? First, I want you just to get real comfortable in your chair, straight back, feet flat on the floor. And I want you to close your eyes and I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose, filling your lungs completely. I want you to hold your breath for a moment. And then I want you to slowly exhale through your mouth, releasing any tension or stress with each breath. Now, as you continue to breathe, focus on the sensation of your breath flowing in and out of your body, and let go any thoughts of distractions. All right. Now,
want you to do that again. I want you to inhale in through the nose. Hold. Thoughts. Exhale. Now one more time. I want you to inhale through the nose. Hold. And just think about your body and any tensions that's in the body, in any parts of your body. And now I want you to exhale and release the tension and the stress. All right, I want you to do it again, but with each inhale, I want you to imagine sending healing energy to those tense areas. And as you exhale, I want you to visualize releasing tension and allowing it to dissolve away. All right. Open your eyes. I told you it's going to be short today. It's going to be really short today with that one. All right. So let's get into our topic today. And our topic again is about empathy, cultivating deeper connections and understanding towards others. And in this first segment, we're going to talk about exploring the power of empathy. We will define empathy and explore its crucial roles in building meaningful connections. We'll discuss the different types of empathy, cognitive, emotional, and compassionate, and how each type contributes to a deeper connection. All right? So with empathy is the ability to understand and to share the feelings of others. And it plays a very crucial role in building deeper connections and fostering understanding amongst individuals. There are several different types of empathy, and each contributing to creating meaningful relationships and positive impact within communities. Now I have some, so here are some types of empathy and examples of how they can positively impact individuals and communities. Cognitive empathy. Cognitive empathy. This is a type of empathy that involves understanding another person's perspective and emotions without necessarily sharing those emotions. It allows individuals to intellectually grasp someone else's point of view, which can lead to a better communication and problem solving. So, for example, a manager who demonstrates cognitive empathy may be able to understand the challenges faced by their employees, leading to a more effective leadership and support. So even though you do not share those same emotions that they do, but you can still understand and have compassion and empathy of their situation. The next one is emotional empathy. Emotional empathy involves experiencing the same or similar emotions as another person, and it helps individuals connect and relate to others on an emotional level, fostering compassion and supportive relationships. For instance, if a friend is confronting someone who has lost a loved one by sharing their own experience of loss and offering genuine empathy. All right, another one is compassionate empathy. Compassionate empathy goes beyond understanding and sharing emotions. It involves taking actions to alleviate the suffering or difficulties faced by others. This type of empathy often results to an act of kindness and support. So, for example, it could be a nurse who not only understands the patient pain, but also takes the necessary steps to provide comfort and care. Okay, and our last one is the moral empathy. And what moral empathy does, it refers to the ability to understand and resonate with another person ethically and moral values. So it facilitates respect, tolerance, and a deeper appreciation for a diverse perspective. And this type of empathy can be contribute to building more inclusive communities where individuals feel understood and accepted. Now I'm going to share with you that how can different types of empathy mention that it can contribute to creating a more inclusive, accepting in society. So with the different types of empathy, they can contribute to creating a more exclusive and accepting societies in several different ways. And as you heard, I spoke of cognitive empathy. So by understanding and appreciating different perspectives, cognitive empathy helps individuals recognize the diversity of experiences and challenges faced by others. And this understanding promotes inclusivity, as it does reduces bias, prejudice, and stereotypes. It allows people to approach a conversation and decision making with an open mind and valuing the input and experiences of others. Now, with emotional empathy plays a significant role in fostering compassion and creating connections between individuals. When people are unable to genuinely feel and understand each other's emotion, it creates a sense of belonging and support within a community. So emotional empathy can help break down barriers and build bridges between diverse groups by promoting empathy and understanding and shared humanity. Whereas compassionate empathy goes beyond understanding and extends to taking action to alleviate the suffering or difficulties faced by others. In a more inclusive society, compassionate empathy can lead to acts of kindness, support, and advocacy for marginalized communities. And it can inspire individuals to actively work towards social justice, equality, and making positive difference in lives of others. And finally, with morally empathy. Morally empathy enables individuals to understand and resonate with different ethical and moral values. And this type of empathy fosters acceptance and respect for diverse viewpoints, cultures, and identities. It encourages individuals to embrace differences and work towards creating a society that is inclusive to all, regardless of their backgrounds and their beliefs. So overall, by promoting understanding, compassion, and action, the different types of empathy contribute to creating society that is more accepting and inclusive and supportive of all its members. All right, so we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back. And we're going to talk about understanding the different perspectives. We're going to talk about understanding the different perspective of empathy. All right, it's your girl, Goddess NmW&x here on the Season of Self-Love, and we'll be right back.
Are you ready to kickstart your journey to a healthier, more fulfilling life? Introducing Good Morning, My Sexy People, 90 Days to Kick Off Your Healing Living Journal by NmW&x. This transformative journal is your personal guide to achieving physical, mental, and emotional well-being. With its easy-to-follow prompts and powerful exercises, you'll embark on a 90-day healing journey like no other. Each morning, as you open the pages of this journal, you'll discover thought-provoking questions, uplifting affirmations, and space to reflect on your progress. It's your secret weapon to breaking free from old patterns and embracing a healthier, sexier you. Say goodbye to self-doubt and hello to self-love. Good Morning, My Sexy People will empower you to make positive changes every single day. You'll develop healthy habits, cultivate gratitude, and unlock your true potential. Whether you're seeking to improve your fitness, boost your confidence, or find inner peace, this journal is your trusted companion. It's the support system you need to stay motivated, focused, and inspired throughout your journey. Don't wait another day to start living your best life. Good Morning, My Sexy People, 90 Days to Kick Off. Your Healing Living Journal by NmW&x is available now on Amazon. Grab your copy today and begin your transformation. Remember, it's time to prioritize yourself, set your intentions, and unleash the sexy, vibrant person within. Get your copy of Good Morning, My Sexy People today, and let the healing begin.
All right, well, welcome back. It's your girl, Goddess NmW&x here on the Season of Self-Love. And today we're talking about empathy, cultivating deeper connections and understanding towards others. And in the first segment, we talked about exploring the power of empathy and the different types of empathy, with cognitive, emotional, and compassionate, as well as moral and other ones. And in this second segment, we're going to talk about understanding the different perspectives and has as empathy is a key to appreciating diverse perspectives and experience. We'll discuss how empathy fosters an open-mindedness and understanding, and I'll provide some strategies for actively listening and seeking to understand others without judgment, or essential skills in our increasing diverse world. So with empathy can foster our open-mindedness and understanding by allowing individuals to truly grasp and appreciate different perspectives and experience and emotions. And when someone engages in empathy, they set aside their own preconceived notions or bias and judgments and make an effort to see the world through another person's eyes. And this shift in perspective helps to break down barriers and create a foundation for mutual understanding and respect. And this is one of the reasons that I created Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast, is because understanding and knowing what one of the careers that I came from was the adult industry, and knowing that society tends to look at adult entertainers, especially porn stars, as like the lower, the lowest on the totem pole, like period. Like, some people even says like, we don't even have the right to live, which I don't understand that, but that is some of the harsh things that has been said to myself as well as my other fellow adult stars and starlets that's been in the industry or even in the adult arena, period. I wanted to give them a platform to be able to tell their story, as well as, other people around the world, that we all come from a different background, different cultures, so many different things. And on that platform is so we can relate, so we can have empathy of each other's upbringing, of their story, whether it be different religions, different cultures, but for us to be able to do that, and it's bridging the gap between them all. And that was one of the reasons, so we can have empathy for another's story, for someone else's story on their life. But here are some strategies to actively listen and seeking understanding without judgment. 1, to be fully present. Give your undivided attention to the person speaking. Put away distractions such as phones or other devices and focus on the conversation at hand, and show genuine interest in what the other person has to say. Especially in this day and time, it's really hard to stay off of those phones, because it's like everything from communication and entertainment is now at the palm of our hands. So if you can, when you have these conversations with someone, kind of put them to the side in a pocket in your purse or whatever like that. The next one is practice nonverbal cues. Use body language and facial expression to show that you are engaged in the conversation, and maintain eye contact, not to indicate understanding, and use open and welcoming gestures. The next one is suspend judgment. Avoid making assumptions or jumping to conclusions about the person or their viewpoint. So instead, to aim to listen with an open mind and withhold judgment until you have a more complete understanding of their perspective. Also, reflect back and paraphrase. Summarize what the person has said to you to ensure that you have understood their message correctly. And paraphrasing shows that you are actively listening and allows clarification as needed. Also, ask open-minded questions. Encourage the speaker to elaborate on their thoughts and feelings by asking open-minded questions. This helps to deepen your understanding and invites the person to share more about their experience. Validate their emotions. Acknowledge and validate the emotions that's expressed by the speaker. Let them know that you are and you understand and emphasize with their feelings. And even if you may not fully understand their situation. And try to seek a common ground. Look for something to share values or experiences that you can connect with in finding common ground. It can help foster a sense of understanding and build a stronger foundation for empathy. By implementing these strategies, you can actively listen and seek to understanding others without judgment, fostering open mindfulness, and empathy in interaction. So these are some of the strategies that will help you to foster open-mindedness and understanding by allowing individuals to truly grasp and appreciate a different perspective through experiencing and emotions. And through that list, I was talking about to reflect back and paraphrase the conversation that you have. And, and some people ask, well, is there a way, give me an example on how reflecting back and paraphrasing what someone said that can help me actively listen and gain more of a complete understanding. And this is how. So just say person A says this: if I'm feeling overwhelmed lately with all of my responsibilities at work, the pressure is just mounting and I don't seem to find balance. So if your girlfriend tells you that and you say to her, you reflect back and you paraphrase, you say, well, it sounds like you're saying that you're experiencing a lot of stress and pressure from your workload and it's becoming difficult to manage everything effectively. And her answer is yes, exactly. It feels like there's always something urgent that needs my attention and it's starting to affect my well-being. Yesterday, I actually had this conversation with a loved one and we were talking, and I knew by communicating with this person that sometimes this person, their communication comes from a place of, how can I say this? A place of, like they're always on defense. And the way that I paraphrase some of the words or some of the, to make sure that they truly hear me. They truly hear me. And I actually posted up a post too, because sometimes even speaking with others, and I know he's like, are you saying this? But yes, I am. Because sometimes when you are speaking to someone who is not there yet, who is not looking to, and it's not purposely, but is not ready to find any healing in their thought pattern or any healing in their process, period. So sometimes when you have a thought and even agreeing with what they're saying, if they can't understand that it's not about a right or wrong thing, and it's not about being defensive, but it's about understanding and respecting each other, statements or perceptive, then there will be no resolution to the conversation. And so for me, what I've learned is I just learned to allow that person to talk and nod my head yes, and allow that person to feel and think what they want to think, especially if I know and I understand that they would not be able to understand what I'm saying, even if I am agreeing with what they say. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I hope it does. I hope I didn't go off with it. All right, so let's do this. Let's take a quick break and then we'll come back. And then on this one, we'll talk about, we'll talk about empathy in relationships. And, empathy in relationship. All right, it's your girl, Goddess NmW&x here on the season of self-love. And we'll be right back.
I often find myself feeling stuck in my life and like I'm not reaching my full potential. But with Elevate Me, self-discovery, I've been able to tap into my inner self and discover what I truly want out of life. Elevate Me, self-discovery is an incredible program that combines video learning, self-help, and amazing audio to guide you through a journey of self-discovery. From feeling freedom and guided meditation to self-love and empowerment, this program is perfect for anyone looking to unlock their full potential. Don't let life pass you by.
Hey, this is Dog Pound Mike, Ask Naomi Bridging the Gap podcast. Come check us out every week. And remember, I'm no relationship expert. I just tell it like I hear it from the kennel. Get back at it.
All right, well, welcome back. It's your girl, the Goddess NmW&x here on the Season of Self-Love podcast. And today, we're talking about empathy and cultivating deeper connections and understanding toward others. And in the top of the hour, we talked about exploring the power of empathy and understanding the difference of the perspectives. So now we'll be talking about developing empathy skills as well as empathy in a relationship. And here we'll share practical techniques and exercises to cultivate empathy and how the importance of self-awareness in developing empathy cannot be overstated, but we'll dive into it. Additionally, we will explore the concept of empathy burnout and discuss self-care strategies to prevent it and ensuring that empathy remains a source of strength. And here are several techniques and exercises that can help you to cultivate empathy. One is active listening. We just talked about it before before the break, a little bit about how to do that. But also practicing being fully present and engaged with someone is speaking to you. So focus on understanding their perspective without interrupting or judgment, so that you show that you are attentively listening through nodding, maintaining an eye contact. Perspective taking is another one. Try to put yourself in someone else's shoes and see the situation from their point of view. Another one is practice open-mindedness. Be open to new ideas and different opinions. We just talked about that. Number 4, emotional awareness. Develop the ability to recognize and understand your own emotions. And this self-aware enables you to better emphasize with others by recognizing and relating their feeling experience. The thing is, it's important to fit self-awareness into developing empathy, because self-aware helps you to understand your own emotions, bias, and limitations. By knowing yourself, you can better recognize when your own judgments or bias may be influencing your ability to emphasize with others. Self-awareness also allows you to set personal boundaries and take care of your own well-being while engaging in empathy. Now, with empathy burnout, and I am very guilty of that. It's something that I go through a lot. But with empathy burnout, it's a state of emotional exhaustion and reduced capacity to emphasize due to prolonged exposure to the suffering or difficulties of others. It can occur when individuals consistently give more than they are able to replenish. So here are some self-care strategies to prevent empathy burnout. Set boundaries. Establish clear limits on the amount of emotional support or assistance you can provide. Learn to say no when it's necessary to protect your own well-being. Here's another strategy to help not to have empathy burnout, is to practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself and acknowledge your own needs. Take time for self-care activities such as exercise, mindfulness, hobbies, and spending time with loved ones. Another one is seek support. Build a support system of people who can provide you with emotional support when you need it. Practice mindfulness. Engage in mindfulness exercise to stay present and attuned to your own needs. And take breaks. Give yourself regular breaks from situations that may be emotionally draining. Engage in activities that replenish your energy and bring you joy. Because remember, self-care is not selfish. It is necessary to maintaining your own well-being and the capacity to emphasize with others effectively. So now I want to talk about empathy in a relationship. And empathy is a foundation of strong, healthy relationships. And in this segment, we're going to focus on empathy how it strengthens bonds to romantic partnerships, friendships, family dynamics. Well, I'm going to offer some tips expressing on empathy effectively and discussing its critical role in resolving conflicts and building trust. How can expressing empathy effectively resolve conflicts and building trust? Well, expressing empathy effectively plays a critical role in resolving conflicts and building trust. And here are some tips of expressing empathy: active and reflective. Listening. When someone is expressing their feelings or concerns, actively listen to what they are saying. Use I statements. Instead of making assumptions or pointing fingers, use I statements to express empathy. For example, I understand how difficult this situation must be for you, rather than you should know, you should have known better. This approach avoids blaming and creates more of a compassionate and understanding environment. Validate their emotions, show understanding and acceptance of other person's emotion. And even if you may not agree with their perspective, acknowledge their feelings by saying the things like, I can see why you feel frustrated, and it sounds like the situation is causing you a lot of stress. Avoid judgments and assumption. Try to suspend judgment and refrain from making assumptions about other person's intentions and motivations. Nonverbal communication. Remember, nod your head. Pay attention to nonverbal cues such as maintaining eye contact, nodding, showing open body language. Empathetic language. Use words and phrases that convey empathy, such as, I can't imagine how challenging that must be for you, or I am sorry you're going through this. Your choice of language can make a significant difference in how you empathize and perceived or receive. And practice empathy regularly. Cultivate a habit of practicing empathy in your daily interactions. The more you practice, the more natural and effective it becomes. And seek opportunities to understand others' perspectives and emotions, and even in minor conversations. And by expressing empathy effectively, you can de-escalate conflicts, build understanding, and establish true trust with others, and it creates safe, supportive environment for resolving disagreements or nurturing positive relationships. So what I want to do right now is I want to take a quick break, and when we come back, I have a guided meditation that we're going to end the show off with, so you can end your week off great. All right? It's your girl, the Goddess Nyomi Banks, here on the Season of Self-Love podcast, and we'll be right back.
Hey, it's your girl, the Goddess Nyomi Banks, and make sure you tune in every Thursday night to Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast, where we talk about everything from love, sex, relationship, cultural differences, and so much more. We're bridging the gap between them all, and we even talk about spiritual uplifting. You need to stop by Neon.com, Mike, as well as the BTG crew. We have some amazing guests that come through. You never know. Just make sure you tune in Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Go to AskNyomi.com and tell them Nyomi sent you.
Welcome to the Season of Self-Love podcast with Nyomi Banks, where every day is a chance to embrace self-discovery and personal growth. Join Nyomi on a transformative journey, streaming exclusively on Spotify and Breaker. With daily episodes from Monday through Friday, podcast is your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and self-love. Dive deep into engaging conversations about self-care, mindfulness, and personal development. Nyomi brings you expert insights, practical tips, and uplifting stories from thought leaders in the field. Embark on a journey of self-discovery and unlock the power of self-love. Mark your calendars and tune in to the Season of Self-Love podcast, available every weekday on Spotify and Spreaker. Remember, it's time to prioritize yourself and embrace the beautiful season of self-love. Get inspired and join Nyomi Banks on the Season of Self-Love podcast.
Well, welcome back. It's your girl, the Goddess Nyomi Banks, here on the Season of Self-Love podcast, and we are towards the end of our show. Today we talked about, we talked about empathy. Oh my goodness. We talk about empathy in cultivating a deeper connection and understanding towards others. And I truly hope that you were able to understand and to connect and to resonate with the conversation and the topic that I was talking about today. I tried very hard not to go off of topic with, some things, but my prayer is truly that you are able to encompass and understand what I'm saying, and that also that you are able to use this within your life and your daily journey as you're growing more into your self-love, but also to create these harmonious relationships with others. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to begin to have this guided meditation. I want you to begin by finding a comfortable sitting position and close your eyes and take a deep breath in. allowing your body to relax with each exhale. Now I want you to bring attention to your heart center, the space in the middle of your chest, and I want you to visualize a soft, warm light glowing at your heart center and radiating with love and compassion. Now as you focus on that light, imagine it expanding and encompassing your entire body, filling you with a deep sense of empathy and compassion. I want you to take a moment to reflect on the value of empathy and how it can transform your connections with others. And I want you to recognize that empathy is about truly understanding and connecting with others on a deeper level. Now bring your mind to someone in your life who may be going through a challenging situation. I want you to picture them in your mind, seeing their face and feeling their emotions. And as you do this, breathe deeply, imagining you are inhaling their pain and suffering. Now as you exhale, visualize sending them waves of compassion and understanding. Envision yourself offering support and comfort. And feel your empathy extending towards them, creating a bridge of understanding and connection. Continue this visualization by inhaling their pain and exhaling compassion for a few more breaths. Yes. Now I want you to shift your focus back to yourself. And I want you to extend the same kindness and understanding to yourself, acknowledging your own struggles and challenges. I want you to breathe in self-compassion, and I want you to exhale any self-judgment or criticism. I want you to take a few moments to simply sit in this state of empathy and connection, allowing yourself to fully embody these qualities of compassion and understanding. Now, when you are ready, please gently open your eyes and bring your awareness back to the present moment. And I want you to remember that empathy is a powerful tool for building deeper connections and fostering understandings. And I want you to carry this sense of empathy with you throughout your day. And notice how it enhances your interaction with others. And I hope this guided meditation helped you to cultivate empathy on a deeper connection. Again, I thank you for joining me today in this session for this episode. And Monday is Christmas. I hope that you all enjoyed your weekend. I will be back on Christmas morning with a short little episode for you then. But I just want you all to be safe. I want you to enjoy your family. And remember everything that we've talked about this week. Everything that we talked about this week. And specifically today. Because showing empathy, especially in this time where there is loved ones that are no longer with us on this holiday season, that maybe you can understand if someone doesn't receive or understand how to act of a loved one that is gone. So maybe you can have that empathy with them and maybe use the tools and the strategies that I shared today, all right? Excuse me. So I would love for you just to share your experience and stories with empathy with us, and let us continue to learn and grow together in our understanding and our connections with others. And so, again, enjoy your weekend. Have a good one. Thank you for listening to the Season of Self-Love podcast. If you have any questions or would like to connect with us, you can follow us on social media. Just search for the Season of Self-Love on Instagram. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, feel free to email us at elevateme9999@gmail.com. And remember, you are worthy of love, growth, and happiness. So keep shining bright, and I'll see you tomorrow for another episode of the Season of Self-Love. Be good to one another and yourselves, and always keep it sexy. Send the light, love, and prayers.